The race for governor of Machakos County is assuming a shape of a battle royale as 5 contenders square it out in what is seen as largely an equal opportunity race.
But just what will separate the contenders and who will get that edge to win and why? Citizen TV's Lilian Muli toured Machakos County to engage the aspirants and have a feel of the ground. Here is her report.
Machakos, a scenic rural county of undulating hills. On one hand, untold stories of abject poverty. On the other hand, is the lingering potential that comes with a metropolis linked to Nairobi, teeming with a concentration of housing and factories. The 2022 poll has attracted an unprecedented number of strong candidates for gubernatorial positions. Our spotlight is on Machakos County, and here the governor's seat has attracted 5 candidates. A battery of Machakos governor hopefuls have lined up to succeed Governor Alfred Mutua, who is serving his second and final term in office. Njoka Waita resigned his job as State House Chief of Staff to try his hand at politics.
I'd like to do this job because I've been in the field of development now for the last 7 years, helping the national government to plan and execute development programs across the country. And I feel that the county could benefit from some very focused development over the next 5-year period, really just to do a course correction for the county and to make sure it's moving in the right direction in terms of healthcare, in terms of early childhood education, and in terms of uplifting the standards of living across the board, particularly those in the farming community.
Former Machakos Senator Johnson Muthama and UDA Chair is also in the race after declining to defend his Senate seat in 2017.
Machakos people, they want to elect a governor who will serve them. And from where I'm standing, I have no doubts that they will not elect me. The reason is they know my performance as a member of parliament. In 2007, 2013, they know my performance as the senator for Machakos. And now they have the track record of the things I did for my personal efforts.
Former CAS in the Transport and Infrastructure Ministry, Wavinya Ndeti, is no stranger to Machakos politics.
I've been a member of parliament for Kadhiani, and when I was a member of parliament for Kadhiani, that was Mavoko and Kadhiani now. I became #1 on utilization of taxpayers' money. Apart from that, I was also an assistant minister in the Kibaki government, assistant minister in charge of youth affairs, assistant minister in youth affairs and sports, in charge of training. I was in charge of youth. That is when I was assistant minister for youth. I was also in charge of National Youth Service.
Deputy Governor Francis Maliti is vying to succeed his boss, Governor Alfred Mutua.
I believe I'm the best candidate for the position of a governor of Machakos County. One, because my long service of 9 years in Machakos County has made me interact with the people of Machakos, and through that interaction I have identified their needs and I have identified with them. I know the gap between where we are and where we want to go. I have a very extensive experience in public service. This is my 31st year in public service. Before I came to Machakos, I had served at the national government for 23 years. I had even risen to become the director of Vision 2030, planning for Kenya and implementing projects for Kenya. So when I bring that experience to Machakos County, obviously I'll be able to take the people of Machakos to the next level.
The 5th candidate is Rose Mulwa of the Empowerment and Liberation Party, ELP.
I think I'm the best candidate for this job because one thing, I'm approachable, I'm accountable, and I'm responsible enough. And being a woman, I believe women are very merciful. And to the extent that when a woman gives birth to even a thief, prostitute, landed and unlanded, when she cooks food, she makes sure that when she is distributing that food, she will share it equally to all the children, irrespective whether they are educated, whether they have worked or not, except those who want on diet, or when a baby is small, you can't give the same measures with a grown-up. And based on that, and I know Machakos, and I have the heart of the people of Machakos, I know their needs, and I know what we are capable of achieving.
A decade after the 2010 Kenyan Constitution devolved responsibility for water supply and sanitation services to the county level, access to water remains a major challenge in Machakos County. With no water, the county logically then grapples with food insecurity.
Water is key for me. It is key. Why? With water, people are able to get good health. Yeah, good health how? By providing, by feeding them well. You understand? If you don't eat properly, if you don't get proper balanced diet and all that, then your health becomes, you become ill or you become unhealthy. So for me, water is key, and what I intend to do with water in Machakos County is to make sure that, number one, I provide clean water, and also the sewer system, especially in the major towns. We have a problem of the sewer system. Most of the sewer is being directed to the rivers. When being directed to the rivers, people are drinking dirty water. The other is to provide dams. I look at a ward, or maybe 2 wards. We can create dams that can provide water to our people, and it is necessary. Then we provide treatment plans. Once we treat the water, then we supply to our people clean water. And the boreholes, yes, we will do boreholes, but boreholes we have to be very careful. Everybody now is putting boreholes all over, and it's affecting everyone, because since almost everybody has boreholes, when the water table goes down, most of the areas, then our people still go back to the same problem of not having water.
First of all, we have a natural resource which is given to us by God, the Creator. That is at the river. It has natural water that can be used for human consumption. And instead of using it like that, we have allowed Nairobians and the county government of Nairobi to be dumping their waste there. So the water has been polluted. Target number one, and which I want to work with the incoming government, is to make sure that the river is cleaned out of pollution completely, and that water is made useful for Machakos County people.
10 years of devolution have been a mixed bag for Machakos. And yet, Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua's Deputy Governor Francis Muli says he will build on his boss's legacy.
We need to look at sectors which will make other sectors grow. Our economy is agro-based. That is our comparative advantage. If you ask every other Kenyan, he will tell you, I'm a farmer. I do some farming. Telling you that we have a comparative advantage in terms of a land mass, because there are countries who do not have a land mass. We also have a comparative advantage in terms of HR, human resource. We have people who are educated, people who have gone to school. But we have not harnessed that into a policy regime that incentivizes investors to come and put up shop in Kenya.
All 5 candidates promise to offer solutions to perennial issues. Healthcare, a key priority.
The people of Masinga go to Kitui for all the services. People of Matungulu, that is Ndonyo Sabuku, they go to Kiambu, that is Thika, for all the services. In all the level 4, that is the health centers. I've seen several in the county. I have gone, they have no gloves, and even in Kenanya this morning, they tell me they have no paracetamol.
For example, here where we are at Kangundo Level 4 Hospital. As you know, we are just coming off the back of a strike. The workers in this hospital had struck because they had not been paid for 8 months. How do you not, you have the resources. The county has the resources. It has not taken time to look at the welfare of its employees. Who suffers most? The people that suffer most are the ordinary citizens.
It is just management. Nothing else. It is management because the resources are there. If there is proper management, some of these problems will not be there.
The county's agricultural production is dominated by cereals with dwindling yields. As such, Machakos remains a food insecure county.
In places like Machakos, Kadhiani, Kangundo and Matungulu, this is coffee country. And there's thousands of acres under coffee, just neglected when the coffee sector generally across the country suffered a deterioration. We've seen the coffee sector making a recovery, but primarily in central Kenya. And I want to bring the learnings that I've seen in the national government, what has been done in the counties of Meru, Embu, Kirinyaga, Nyeri, Kiambu and Murang'a, and I want to bring those learnings to the 4 sub-counties we have here.
In Machakos, we had Kenya Orchard Limited. Like you remember, we used to get jam and all that from Machakos. That institution, because our people are not being paid well, they saw there was no need of planting fruits again. So they went back to maize and beans. Okay? You go to Mwala. Mwala with fruits, they are A1. But now, even when they plant their fruits, where are they going to take their fruits?
My government, when the people of Machakos elect me, I'm going to have a system, a concept, where when they harvest their food, if they want to sell, the government will buy it at market value. And then we build silos where we can stock that food. And that's a food I can be giving people when the rains are delayed.
Come August 9th, the people of Machakos County will decide which way Machakos. Lilian Muli, Citizen TV.